my scrappy friends, welcome to my channel. I am plugging along with my December daily, and here is day one. I actually had a lot going on this first day, so yeah, we had a lot going on this day because we bought the tree and then we put it up and I put lights on it. I didn't put the ornaments on it until later, until the next day. So that is what this story is going to be about. I don't always stick to how Ellie does things for her December daily. A lot of times I really try to stick to whatever I took a picture from or whatever. So I feel like this year I am kind of trying to think a little bit more outside of the box because my kids aren't here. So there's a lot less focus on them and a lot more on me, and a lot less stuff has went on this month because of my health and not having the kids around, honestly. Like that, they do a lot also throughout the month or months, you're right. So when they're not here, it's a lot quieter. And so, I have found that so far there is a few days where I've had to add things, but for the most part, if something happened that day, I just focus on that and I just kind of tell the stories throughout the month. So it's really like a project life, but for the month for me. And I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with not having all the days, like not having stuff for every day. Though I will say this year, I am kind of trying to pick out something for every day to use all the numbers for whatever reason. I thought it might be kind of nice to switch things up and just add a couple other things that maybe I wouldn't have. And so, I cut out that first picture. I'm not sure exactly what I wanted to do at this point. So you're going to kind of see me go in between different things, kind of figuring out, okay, what do I want? On what page, what protectors am I thinking about using? As you can see here in my mind, I'm like, okay, I know I wanted to cut that picture up and I wanted it to be something flippy, and I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to do that. So I actually did this in 2 settings because I wasn't sure. So for right now, I'm working on this and I'm like, okay, I'm going to cut things. And sometimes that's what I do when I can't think. I just start cutting other stuff that I know I want, kind of work more on organizing, like my page or my thoughts, and then I can kind of get an idea of like, okay, how do I really want this to go? And at this point, I had started to watch some other people's December dailies, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many ideas, so many people are doing so many great things. But I also have to remind myself that, especially as the month goes on, I'm a little bit less creative, and I'm okay with that in a lot of ways. Like, I don't have to have it like everything be super interactive, and because for me, some of it is just putting embellishments and papers and different things. I know that's kind of flow on it anyway, and I love just using December Christmassy stuff. So I'm gonna work on this page because, like I said, I'm not sure what I wanted to do with the other one, and I flipped, and so I got stuck there. So I'm like, okay, let me just grab some of the things that I wanted for that other picture. And now I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? And I'm thinking, what? Maybe I'll put these this way. So I'm gonna get these 3x4s backed on cardstock. That's just plain cardstock. I actually have some pretty thin cardstock that I have in an 8x11 size, and I use that for a lot of this kind of stuff because it's a little bit thinner than the traditional 12x12 pattern paper that I like to use. It's even thinner than the textured American Crafts one that I use, and I'm finding, and I forgot that Allie's protectors are a little bit smaller. I had a hard time getting the cards in there. This is not the first time that it's going to happen. It's probably not going to be the last time because I keep forgetting that it's a very tight fit in those ones, and that's fine. And so I'm thinking, okay, what do I want to do? I also took that picture of my cat when I was putting the tree up, because when we put the tree up and I was getting the lights on, and it hadn't rained here in a couple of days in Washington, which is like key for getting your lights on. If it had rained, I would have had to wait another day or two. Then I also have that picture from the second, and so I'm making sure I'm writing it on the back that it's from the second, because and that other picture of just the tree is from the second. I think that also has ornaments on it, if I'm not mistaken, because on the second I did ornaments, but that's a whole other day. I have a whole other video for that. So I'm just playing around with like, okay, how do I want all of these pictures? And I'm not really sure. And so I decided, because I did do a 4x6 of my cat underneath the tree. That was on the first. He absolutely loves my Christmas tree. He loves it. I think he thinks that he's outside. So he has spent most of the month underneath the tree, unless the dog comes out and bugs him, and then he moves for a little bit, and then he goes back. So I really just play around with these. I probably could have cut this down a little bit, but when you're going fast through it just to check to see like some of the spaces, it didn't seem as bad. So like I said, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I was wanting to do. So I'm going to put these in the pockets so that they're nice and ready. So that is a tip that I can use or say is one of the things that helps me out is as I'm printing off photos, because I don't print off every single photo all at once, because I do it throughout the month. So I'll pick, I'll edit some photos, pick some, and then start putting them in page protectors before I go on to create. So I'll kind of start to build my album with the pictures in it. And I just do that throughout the month as I am printing off pictures. So each time I come to sit down at my desk, I print off a new batch of pictures. So I have more pictures until I'm all done printing pictures. So now that it's after Christmas, right, as I'm filming or sharing this with you guys, I'm going to be finishing editing all my photos that I want to use and printing those off. So I think I have a little bit more than half of the month printed. I just need more towards the end of the month printed. So, but anyway, that kind of helps. So I decided, hey, I have all this vellum and all of like the transparencies, and I decided that the vellum would be easier to fold. So I'm going to make like a little booklet thing with that transparency. And so I figured out how much of it I wanted on the one side versus the other side, and what I needed for the pictures. And I am going to have a flip down too. So you'll see how I kind of go about doing this. I decided how I'm going to have the flip down is I'll use the pattern paper. Now let's just hope that the pattern paper over time doesn't, rip. So, or that beautiful vellum. I love that vellum. It's fa la la. It's fun. It's perfect for what I'm really wanting to do. But so I also know that whatever I put on the vellum is going to show on the other side. So I'm going to put this down. I put these two because they're back to back, right? And there is a little bit more of the one side versus the other side. So I knew I wanted the tree kind, and that's gonna go in the red. And the red was supposed to show on the outside. Though that probably would have looked cute with just the Christmas trees too. So I'm getting this all matched up, and I'm just using my scissors to score it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Honestly, I don't want it too super pushed. I want it pushed enough so that when I have everything in the pages straight, this is when I realized, oh shoot, I wanted the red to be on the outside. So that it doesn't clash too much with my Christmas tree. Because that's a picture of the Christmas tree and the lot. So, I love to get shots in the lot. So this year I decided for us, it really is me deciding what we want to do. My husband is very go with the flow. So I absolutely love it, because he's like, whatever, if he's up for the challenge, and we just have so much fun, even if it doesn't turn out, which I can't wait to tell you guys about when we went to go see Christmas Lights, because it's gonna be the star of the show, of the album. I'm telling you, it's the most awesomest story ever, and it was super fun and funny, and yeah. So I just have those kitty cornered. But anyway, I decided to that this year I wanted to cut down a tree. It's been quite a few years since we cut down a tree. I know when we first got here in Washington, when I first got here in Washington, me and my ex and the kids, we would go out, and I think 2 years we cut down the tree, and then 1 year we went to the tree lot that we cut down, and we just got a tree, if I'm not mistaken. One of the years we also used our fake tree, because I forget what happened, and we didn't get out to get it. And then, and then after that, I started going to a food mart, or like a fruit stand place that they sell Christmas trees that were cut from around here. And so you just go and you pick. So me and the kids have done that quite a few years, but I thought, hey, it would be super fun. Now, granted, the kids aren't here, so it's just fun for me. And, not to say my husband didn't have fun either. I think it made it nice that we hadn't had rain for a couple of days, which is like rare. And I knew we were going to have rain coming up in the forecast. And so, yeah, so we went to a different tree lot than what I usually go to. I kind of wish that we went to the other one, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. Maybe next year with the kids, we'll go and cut down a tree again. It's just super fun. It's a fun experience if you've never done it, and I am super glad. But this lot was a lot smaller, which is fine. And I had a doctor's appointment before, so we went after my appointment. So with that said, by the time we were done, we were super hungry because it's, like 2:00 in the afternoon, and we hadn't had lunch yet or anything. So, but it was a beautiful day. And so we walked around quite a bit and looked for trees, and then we found this one. So, and now I'm just looking. So after I put my pictures and I have it that fold up, I added the tabs so that you knew that you had to fold it down. And I knew I wanted to have a card that I could do journaling on the one side. So I have to cut that a little bit. I just use my finger to like kind of make a mark instead of, using my ruler or measuring utensils or anything. But that's okay. It worked out fine. And then in green, I write the date here. And that is an that's L Studio, I believe. So they have like a Christmas kit. So here we are next day. And so this is why the lighting is a little bit different. And of course, my spotlight is shining on that photo. That's the one annoying part about using glossy photos. And some of my photos in this album are not glossy, but I'm finding that I don't like the printer that I have. I have a Eco Tank, one of the lesser ones that I got at Costco, and it works really well. That's what I print my photos off on. For the most part, it's pretty good. I will say that it's not as easy as some of the other printers. I've had better luck with the HP printers, but they do their ink system differently, and I really do like the way the Eco Tank is. You just use the liquid and you just put it in, and it lasts so much longer. And if you just play around with the papers, I feel like that helps a lot. And so you just use your own preference. The presentation paper from Eco Tank or Epson is just not as nice. I feel like, it works really nice, but for certain things, but I feel like for photos, sometimes it tends to be a little bit dark, and I don't know, it just doesn't get the image that I want completely. And I really do like matte photos. It's there's just something about a good matte photo. So I don't know. I guess I just need to play around with papers more. That's really all I'm saying. So now that I added that ribbon, that is from the Crafty Maven Getaway kit for November and December. I did a mixed kit. I'm probably going to say this like 50 gazillion times because I use quite a bit of stuff from that kit on and off throughout my album. And so I thought that that would be a really fun ribbon. Add another touch of that red since that's what you see on the back. But I really thought that the tree pattern would be too busy. And so I'm really glad that I didn't keep that on that one side. And so now I'm just going to match these up. It's really just that simple. I just cut where I thought it would look the best. And then I'm going to put a couple of strips of paper on this side just because I want something a little bit more to fill up that space. I could have left it like that. It would have been completely fine. But I'm starting this project, right? So it's the beginning. So I want to add everything. And that is one thing. That's another tip, is remember that you have a whole month to fill up dimension and stuff. And I just never remember that. And I'm okay with that. For the most part, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to put those other two pieces because who knows, I might be able to use those scraps. And I have that one go all the way up. So I just have to cut it down a little bit. And I really love that paper. I think that's from Pretty Little Studio because I got quite a bit of their stuff. And so now I'm just going to look for some other things that I can add. And I got these Simple Stories die cuts. Actually, I think those were in the kit too. I think I added those to the kit. And then I have some chipboard from last year, which honestly, this year's kit or this year's album and last year's album are probably going to end up looking pretty similar in some ways because I have I'm mixing a lot of the embellishment / chipboard pieces and stuff. And I'm okay with that because, I mean, honestly, most years, the Christmas ephemera and pieces, they all kind of work together because they're all Christmas. So I'm going to use some liquid glue to adhere those chipboard pieces because they won't stick. I don't know what kind of glue they use, but they do not make it so that you can just use it, it just sticks, which I mean I guess is good if you don't get it right. So I know I want to use that little tag because I want to add some of those bright colors. And also it's at that time of the month where we have a lot of green, but it's still, we're getting so much rain that the grass is a lot lighter in color. As it gets through winter here, it'll start darkening up a little bit. And I love that Falala bulb. And it ties in that dark color. So I'm really loving that. And then I'm going to add this foam dimensional piece that I have just to that one. And these numbers are from Allie Edwards' store. I thought I was buying physical product, but I actually bought digital numbers, which is fine. Once I realized, and then I realized, oh yeah, I gotta print these off. But I think these are like the ones that are in the kit that are just I don't know what kind of textures they are, but I kind of switched between the Elaine's and the glossy accents. I really love glossy accents. The only thing is that it is a lot more slippery on the foam. So I actually do like using the Eileens, but I have those smaller Eileens and they are so hard for me to squeeze. And my arthritis has been kicking up a notch with all the weather and just where I'm at health-wise. And so I did not like that. So there's that. And then now I'm just going to work on the next page. So because I have multiple pages. So I have that big interaction page, and then I have my husband, I'm walking behind him before we decide which tree. And so one side is going to be the tree with the lights on it, which, you know, let me tell you, every year there's one roll or amount of lights that have something missing on it. And it drives me nuts. Well, and this year, because a few years ago, I bought some lights, I think, but they're a whole different color profile than some of my older ones, so I really should have talked a little bit more about this in my album, about trying to find the right color, like, because some of them are more blue and some of them are more warm, and I wanted the light bright. I thought that would look good this year, but I didn't have enough to go around to just using those, and so I ended up finding enough, but not nearly enough. So I think I just need to toss a whole bunch of my lights and just get new ones for next year. But honestly, I really love how the warm lights look this year. So I don't know. Maybe I just need to read the boxes better. And so I'm just finding things to put on here. This one says Sparkle and Joy. And this is almost a black and white because I took it really late at night after I got the tree lit up. And we watched Die Hard while I put the lights on. And that was super fun because I have not watched Die Hard yet. And my husband had to remind me of all the ways that it is a Christmas movie. It was very fun. We watch a lot of like action-y movies. So it was just super fun. It was a fun memory. I made popcorn, and so, we had popcorn as I'm putting the lights on and watching the movie. So it was fun. But this is him and I going up and trying to find a tree, walking around. He's got that saw. So I thought this was a kind of fun photo. And I'm just going to add some of the puffy stickers. So I have that tree, and I cut off the top and I put that down in the other part of the frame. So these were part of the Salem Studio pack, I think. Either that or they're part of one of the packs that I got from Allie Edwards' store. So I did buy a few things from her store. I didn't buy a ton of stuff because I bought a ton of stuff last year. But I did get a few things from Allie's store. I didn't get anything from the main kit. I got the Salem Studio add-on because I usually love their cards. They're super fun. And so actually last year I think I ordered from her store. And I really enjoyed that. I should have looked on her store. I didn't look. I really wanted to get her paper that came out this year at Target, but I didn't get a chance to get it. So I should look now and see if they have some left over before the end. And then these hearts are from my kit. I put some wood stars and some of these fun little teal hearts. I forget what store they're from. So I am pretty much done with this. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I will see you again for another spread in my December daily. Have a great scrappy week. Bye.